Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we're going to be talking about update 11.5 for World of Warships, renamed US Independence Day because of upcoming US Independence Day obviously. So this update is due for Thursday the 16th of June. If you're in the UK, it'll be downtime will be from 6 till 9 in the morning, so most people won't be affected by that hopefully. Update 11.5 is bringing a load of things, such as US Independence Day celebrations, the Return of Convoy, the new map Faroe Islands, personal challenges, matchmaking, submarine tweaks, and 2 rounds of Brawl. But before we start talking about it, if war games related content floats your boat, please subscribe to the channel and smash the like button. Anyway, let's carry on. So we start off with US Independence Day. So, World of Warships is getting ready to celebrate US Independence Day. The following features are dedicated to the celebrations: special discounts, combat missions and themed content, updated US destroyer models which I talked about in, I think it was the last video, or the video before, not sure. Anyway, I'll put a card up in the top right just so you can go have a look at that video if you so wish, and also balance changes to the Kansas and Vermont branch. So, themed activities and content. A special combat mission chain will become available at the end of June. Complete the chain to earn Commander Statue of Liberty with a special voiceover and 6 skill points. A special combat mission to obtain the July 4th patch will become available in early July. Content dedicated to the holiday will also become available in the armory in early July. You'll be able to purchase new cruiser San Diego, which is tier 8 American light cruiser. It's part of the Atlanta class. Again, I've got a video also talking about the characteristics of the warship. So I will put a card up again for that video. You get a 1776 permanent camouflage for her. You get the Commander, Statue of Liberty, and other themed content. So just a short summary on San Diego. San Diego is an Atlanta-class light cruiser. She is armed with 16 127mm, so 5-inch guns that have a good rate of fire but short firing range. They can fire AP and SAP, so SAP is the main reason why she's at tier 8. The ship is also armed with 2 quadruple tube torpedo launchers with a decent reload time, but the torpedoes also have short range. The cruiser has good concealment but mediocre armor protection and a small HP pool. San Diego has a large set of consumables at her disposal: main battery reload booster, which is also why she's at tier 8, hydroacoustic search, repair party, and an enhanced variant of defensive AA fire. So I've got a video about that. That should be, you should have seen the card already, so go check that video. It's quite a good look at that, and also a couple of other ships, I think. I don't know if it may not be there, I'm not sure, so that might just be me thinking of things. But anyway, updated US destroyer models. So we've started the process of updating the models of US destroyers. It's going to be done in 2 stages. In update 11.5, the models of Mahan, Benson, Fletcher and Gearing are getting revamped. In update 11.6, we're revamping the models of Samson, Wicks, Clemson, Nicholas and Farragut, and Sims. So updating the models will slightly affect the physical parameters of the ships: aiming angles of torpedo launchers and main battery guns, AA defences, distribution of HP across parts of the ship also. Changes to the physical parameters will slightly improve the efficiency of Mahan and Gearing. Other changes will not have a significant impact on the balance of ships. So I'm not going to talk about there's a little drop down bar here which change details. Not going to talk about it because obviously, well, it'll take a little while, but I'll put a picture of it up on screen now. So yeah, that's the physical changes. Next we have changes, and then we've got quite a lot of stuff, information about the different ships, so I'm not going to talk about that right this second. But anyway, next we have balance changes to Kansas and Vermont branch. So in update 11.5, Kansas, Minnesota and Vermont are going to receive performance improvements, more powerful armor protection and improved acceleration characteristics. More details are available in the balances change section. The try out the enhanced steel giants in battle. So next we have the Return of Convoy. So in update 11.5, it sees the Return of Convoy temporary battle type. In real life, a significant aspect of confrontations between navies involve defending or attacking cargo lanes, used to transport strategically important cargo. This battle type tasks you with defending or attacking transport ships. So we made a number of changes to the new iteration of Convoy. The format has been updated. Battles now utilise a 12v12 format with tier 8 to 10 ships. Aircraft carriers, destroyers, cruisers, battleships and submarines are allowed to participate. There are more maps with various routes on them. This will bring more variety to the tactics of both teams and diversify the gameplay. In total, there will be 6 AI-controlled cargo ships in each battle. Depending on the map, transport ships will be split into 3 convoys of 2 ships or 2 convoys of 3 ships. Each convoy moves along its own route. Each route has its own destination. Destination points may be the same or different. So we've updated the interface and tactical tips in battle, and the description of the convoy rules in the battle type section window has changed. So the general rules of convoy remain the same. 2 teams participate in each battle. One is tasked with escorting cargo ships and the other is tasked with attacking them. Players are randomly distributed among the 2 teams. The defending team needs to escort convoys of cargo ships as they sail along a defined route. The defending team wins if at least one of the cargo ships reaches the destination point or the entire enemy team is destroyed. The mission of the attacking team is to completely destroy either the convoy or its defenders. So I didn't personally try Convoy out because I don't think I was playing at the time, but it looks like a fascinating game mode. Obviously it must be, the player base must like it a reasonable amount because it's coming to the game properly again. So full details about Convoy will be revealed in a dedicated article. So next we have French cruisers. So they're already out. I did a review on Cherbourg, which I will put a link, another card up in the top right corner if you want to watch that. Early access, so it says here, early access to French large cruisers, Brest and Marseille is ongoing. Brest can be obtained via random bundles which are available for doubloons. Marseille can be obtained for doubloons after acquiring all sequential bundles available for French tokens. When update 11.6 goes live, the French cruisers will become available for all players to research. So next we have the new map Faroe Islands, which, judging by the pictures already, they look quite good. I'll put them up on screen also now for you. We're pleased to introduce a new map, Faroe Islands. Players helped us choose the visual style for the map. So battles will take place among flowing mountains covered with a thin layer of snow and islands with steep shores. The map has been designed for battles involving tier 7 to tier 10 ships, as well as super ships. Battles on the Faroe Islands map utilise domination mode with 3 or 4 key areas. So more details about the new map will follow in a dedicated article. I do like this map. I'll be honest. The art departments have done fantastically well with this. I think it looks very good. I think it'll provide a lot of gameplay differences for ships that can fire over the islands. Obviously, you've got some islands that can do that, some islands you can't. But I do love some of the designs of some of these islands. You'd have thought they'd have taken off an actual, not to try and over respect them, if that's a word, but I think it's as if they've actually copied it because it looks that good. Anyway, enough me talking about that. Next we have personal challenges. Update 11.5 brings back personal challenges. Your goal during the event is to earn as much base XP as possible while showing off your skills in battle playing ships of different types and nations. More details will follow in a dedicated article. So you can take on personal challenges in random, ranked and co-op battles as well as in the new convoy mode. Rewards. Each completed personal challenge mission will bring you 50 community tokens and 50 coal. The event is split into 2 rounds, each running for 2 weeks. You can earn a maximum of 2,500 community tokens in 2 weeks. That's quite a nice amount, to be fair. But if you think about it, after what, you're looking at 14, 15. If you earn the max community tokens about 14, 15 times, you will actually be able to get the premium ship tier 7 container. Anyway, after reaching the limit, each completed task will only bring 50 coal. The table is reset with the start of each new round, and players can earn tokens again. The entire event can bring you as many as 5,000. So you get a max of 5,000 community tokens. So, okay. Anyway. Oh, by the way, remember to collect a day of warship premium time. It's different for everyone, but just to remind you, if you just scan through the whole thing, you can get a free day of premium time for being an attentive reader. Anyway, next we have Brawls. So, 2 Brawls await you in update 11.5. So, the first round 1 starts on the Monday 20th of June at 9 AM, and it ends on the 27th of June at 2 AM in the morning. This is the UK time, by the way. So it goes on for a week. That's nice to know. Also, round 2 starts on 4th July and ends 11th July. Starts for 9 and 2 AM respectively. It's just 1v1 playing tier 9 ships for round 1 and tier 10 ships for round 2. So next we have Matchmaker and Submarine tweaks. So, total limit for submarines and destroyers. So a total limit has been set for the number of destroyers and submarines in a team. Depends on the waiting time of the first player in the queue. So 0 to 39 seconds, 4 ships total, no more than 4 destroyers and 2 submarines. 40 to 89 seconds, 5 ships total, no more than 4 destroyers and 2 submarines. Okay. In case of longer waiting time for the first player, these limits will be less strict. So, submarine tweaks. Change balances, but game balance changes. Added dispersion when launching torpedoes. So, for U-69, which are the tier 6 German submarine, you have 3 degrees for bow torpedo launchers and 1 degree for stern torpedo launchers. So this is dispersion. For U-190, which is tier 8 German submarine, you have 3 degrees for bow torpedoes and 2 degrees for stern torpedoes. U-2501, which is German tier 10 sub, is 5 degrees for bow torpedoes. So, tier 6 American sub is 3 degrees for bow torpedoes and 2 for stern. Tier 8 Salmon is 3 degrees for front and rear. And Balau is 5 degrees for the front and 3 degrees for the rear. So, this change will make it much harder to hit the same spot with the salvo torpedoes without homing. So that's not affecting the homing side of it. So, long range, that's not going to actually do a single thing. U-190 and Salmon. So, reduce the time for force surfacing when a submarine's dive capacity is depleted. This reduces the submarine's ability to hide underwater after having exhausted their resources. Okay, so they come to the surface quicker. Other changes. To reduce the load on the interface, when a sonar ping hits an already highlighted ship, the hit animation is now reduced and the sound will not be played. Submarines can now enter battle on the Sleeping Giant, Haven and Crash Zone Alpha maps. Added a warning about islands in the ping trajectory when using a sonar. So added display of the bottom of the depth scale if it is above the maximum depth of the scale at a given point. Added a warning also about the possibility of colliding with the bottom at the selective depth. If a target is locked, the timer on the sonar reticle is now shows how long the ping will travel before hitting the locked ship instead of hitting the aiming point. Reduce the number of victory points deducted for losing an allied submarine and gained for destroying an enemy submarine for all game modes. So for losing and destroying an enemy sub, you've reduced the number of victory points. Added torpedo turning mechanics, which can now be found on the new British battleships. More details about the mechanics are available on our dev blogs. The mechanics will replace the rotation of torpedo launchers that are actually fixed. Therefore, submarine torpedo aiming sectors will not change. The mechanics will work with acoustic torpedoes in the following way. When launched, a torpedo will first turn to a predetermined angle, and after travelling the arming distance, it will begin to aim at a target. This will not affect the launching of submarine torpedoes in terms of gameplay. Fixed a bug. They've also fixed a bug that caused submarines at the start of each new battle to select a torpedo type that was different from the last selected in the previous battle. They also fixed a bug that prevented submarine torpedo reticles from turning to follow the sonar. So, matchmaking changes. For tier 6 to 9 ships, the maximum number of battles with ships 2 tiers higher has been reduced to no more than 37.5%. That's much better than 90%, isn't it? Over the last 16 battles. So, thus, tier 6 to 9 ships will more often find themselves in battles with their own tiers and ships 1 tier higher. That is better, that is much better in fact, than what we have in the game currently. I think that is the right way ahead really for the game, and World of Tanks, you should be taking note. Game balance changes. So, for this, we're tuning the balance of certain ships based on our analysis of their combat effectiveness and your feedback. These changes were required in order to carefully adjust the balance of selected warships. Further changes may follow in future updates should they be required. So, there's changes to the Kansas and Vermont branch, which I've already talked about. To make playing these ships more comfortable and fully realise their firepower, some characteristics of American battleships are being changed to those that were previously tested on Connecticut. The ships will retain their usual gameplay with low speed and high salvo weight. However, thanks to new engine settings, playing the ships will become more dynamic. Changes to their armour and repair party will in turn increase the survivability of the battleships, as they often received a lot of damage due to their low speed and large size. So, Tier 8 Battleship Kansas, repair party consumable reload time reduced from 80 to 40 seconds. Jesus, that's a quick reload. Changed the engine parameters for the acceleration time forward and reverse has been significantly reduced. So, it's much quicker accelerating forward and backwards. So, Tier 9 Battleship Minnesota, repair party consumable again has been reduced from 80 to 40 seconds. Athwarship armour at the junction of the front section of the superstructure and casemate increased from 25 to 38mm. Changed the engine parameters, so same again, the acceleration for forward and reverse has been significantly reduced. And detectability range by sea reduced from 17.54 to 16.4 kilometers. Other detectability values were reduced accordingly. So next we have Tier 10 Battleship Vermont. So, repair party consumable has been changed again from 80 to 40 seconds. The amount of HP recovered by the consumable after receiving damage to the Citadel, including from torpedoes hitting the Citadel area, increased from 10% to 50%. Wow, that's a lot more HP recovered, so let's be real. So that's obviously making them a lot more survivable. Changed the engine parameters, again the same thing. For acceleration time for forward and backwards has been significantly reduced. Thickness of side armour plating, so the auxiliary room armour, has been increased from 38 to 51mm. The parameters of the main battery shells have been changed to match the updated concept of the branch. Increase the flight time of shells over long distances. Increase close range armour penetration capabilities, and reduce long range armour penetration capabilities. So, close range, so hitting the side of a ship, it's going to do much better, and hitting the deck, it's going to fail to most of the time, or it's going to be less effective at doing so. So, other changes, we have the US Supercarrier United States, so maximum damage of tactical squadron torpedoes reduced from 8,200 to 7,600, and chances of causing flooding reduced from 68 to 63%. Okay, so next we have content additions and changes. The naval community section of the armories will see some changes in early July. The Sarsar permanent camouflage for Boiscovita was going to be replaced with Stars and Stripes permanent camouflage for Texas. So this change will take effect on the 1st of July. So all changes will take effect on the 1st of July at 6 AM for the UK. So, Due to the forthcoming separation of economic bonuses from ship exteriors starting with the release of Update 11.6, all permanent camouflages for researchable ships, all expendable camouflages and the signal spoils bundle will no longer be available in the naval community section. The tab will be replenished with bundles with economic bonuses as well as a special container with expendable camouflages. The contents of the Distant Voyages container are getting refreshed in Update 11.6. A total of 72 new permanent camouflages will be added to the container. A detailed list of camouflages will be published at a later date. So to celebrate the birthday of Peter the Great, the following items have been added to the game. Commander Piotr Velitsky, sorry if I butchered that name, with a special voiceover, the Imperial Standard of Peter the Great, and Imperial Monogram of Peter the Great patches. So they'll be on screen now. They've also got the Sirenade Day. Again, I'm sorry I butchered that one. And Hurricane of that same name achievements have been added to the game for upcoming Clan Battles Season 18. Agincourt and Haydat's armours have been updated with new technology, which we talked about in the article about Update 10.9. Indefactible, Renown, Hawk, Hampshire, Huron, and Rio de Janeiro have been added for testing by developers, volunteers, and community contributors. So, Transformers. During this new stage of our collaboration with Hasbro, the game will see the return of the Autobots and Decepticons, as well as other themed content. Permanent camouflages you're already familiar with will be added for new ships, King of Primitives for Richelieu, Lord of the Seekers for Auguste von Parseval, Superior for Amalfi, Hot Racer for Edinburgh, Freedom Fighter for Iowa, Goldbug for Fletcher, Messenger of Oblivion for Bismarck, and Crush and Destroy for Tashkent. The Cybertronian container and the Cybertronian premium container contents have also been updated. So for them, you can, I'll put a, I'll put a link to this page, to this bulletin in the description down below. So if you want to read some of the stuff that I'm skipping out on just to make the video a bit shorter, then by all means do so. So any Cybertronian containers and Cybertronian premium containers on players' accounts will be updated accordingly with the release of Update 11.5. Full details about the collaboration will be announced later. So, we have other changes and improvements. So, we fixed a bug that caused the limitation on the number of frames per second in battle not to be removed in Update 11.4. This restriction has now been lifted for all players. If you want to set it manually, edit the max frame rate value in the Preferences XML file in the game folder. Fixed technical vulnerability of the replay mechanism to the execution of external code. Thanks to everyone who drew our attention to the problem. When you first log into the game in Update 11.5, you will have to re-accept the terms of End User License Agreement, or the EULA, due to terms of agreement being updated. Rental commanders can no longer be reassigned to different ships. Rental commanders with specializations for different ships won't be shown in the Commander Replacement tab. If a ship had several rental commanders, only one of them with the highest number of skill points and most XP will remain. The rest of the rental commanders will be removed from players' accounts. Commander rental time now matches their ship's rental time. The secondary battery description has been updated in the feature of the Von der Tann and Schiefeln German battleship branch. Updated model confirmation windows for existing battles in various battle types, as well as for various place statuses in battle. As we discussed in a recent Q&A session, the Ocean map has a 51.8% win rate for the team spawning at the top of the map. To balance the map, it has been rotated 180 degrees. Okay. Updated the name of the shells for Mecklenburg Canaries, Shkavlov, skip bombs and torpedoes, and Z-52's main battery guns. So, update the description of close quarters expert skill, updated icons for clan achievements, added display of time until the start of the next sprint on the sprint completion screen in ranked battles, small fixes, geometry and textures for the following ships: Nazario Soro, Puerto Rico, Dwepard, Orkan, FR-25, Brest, Marlborough, Nagato, Franklin de Roosevelt, Hornet, Aviary, Boyskovica, Shakaku, Eagle, Toulon, and Mecklenburg. The simplified flooding effect is now rendered more intensely. The number of engine HP points for some ships is being adjusted to the system values. This change will not have a significant impact on gameplay. Attempting to set a priority sector now always activates AA defences and secondary battery if they were disabled. Improved target selection algorithm for forts in Operation Killer Whale. Fixed visual display of launching depth charges for Vampire 2. Fixed a bug that caused the simplified fire and flooding effect to be displayed after the ship had been destroyed. Fixed a bug that caused the buttons for sorting teams on the post-battle statistics screen to work incorrectly. Fixed a bug that caused the very first amount of damage for fire and flooding to be slightly higher than all subsequent ones. Fixed a bug that may have caused the secondary battery to fire at already destroyed ships. Fixed a bug that prevented bots on hybrid ships from launching squadrons. So there is a complete list, so please refer to play support blah 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 if you want to look at that. So update 11.5, this has been, well, it's been a 20 odd minute long video, so I hope you enjoyed it. There are certain things I think that people will be looking forward to. For example, the convoy map, which I agree. The convoy and the new map, I think they look very good. I think convoy game mode will be quite. It's a shame that it's a temporary one. I'm surprised they aren't going to make that a standard big game mode, because that's what they should do. But of course they don't do that yet. Yeah, there's also San Diego, which I'm interested to see how that's going to play. But I have my doubts on how well it is going to play. But other than that, yeah, it looks good. Again, it's good on Wargaming for having monthly updates for World of Warships, because it brings a lot more content to the game than if it was like World of Tanks, which is, I think it's just whenever, whenever they want sort of thing. So, anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If war games related content floats your boat, then please consider subscribing to the channel, and if you enjoyed this video, smash the like button. Anyway, that's it from me, and I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one.